consider that as no. Let's move on to the next one. Safe lean agile principle. So just before this slide, what we have seen is agile principles, right? And agile principles, in the way they have written, they are more uh, relevant if you are working on a small product. Let's say working on a product which needs just 10, 12 people to build that product. A more simple can can be a software product or anything which need 10, 12 people. Then those agile manifesto principle, they work fine. But if you are building something very complex, for example a Tesla car or a satellite, or let's say a platform like Facebook, Google, right, or a policy admin system or a core banking system, right? These are huge systems which need anywhere between 50 to 1000 or 10,000 people working together, right? So in those kind of scenarios, you need uh, principles which are scalable for huge teams. And safe is uh, one of the framework which supports delivery of complex products like satellites and autonomous cars like Tesla, or if you are building large LLMs like ChatGPT. So it support complex product development which need any huge teams, which require more than 50 people. And for that context, you need different kind of principle, even though they are aligned to agile, but they should be scalable for those complex products, right? So let's go through these principles one by one. Take an economic view. So what does that first principle mean? Like, you as a product owner or manager, whatever decision you are taking, that should be based on economics. What does that mean? For example, if you are building a particular epic or a feature which require the budget of that epic is £500,000, right? You have to see whether it is adding enough value, half at least half million worth of value to your customers or to your organization. Then only you will add this feature. If you add, and let's say this, even though you spend this £500,000, but you don't get any value because of that feature to the customer, or this feature is never even used by the customer ever, or it is going to have very few users who are not going to pay for it, who are not going to appreciate it, why we will develop that feature? So I mean, the example which I gave is just an example. So but obviously the idea here is take a economic view on every decision you are making, whether you're a product owner, manager, you're a developer, scrum master, anyone. Then apply system thinking. That is a second principle. What does that principle mean? So let's say you are building a big product which is a uh, humanoid robot, human-like robot, right? And if you are building a human-like robot, it should have face, hand, fingers, leg, uh, palm, everything, right? And let's say one of the team of this human-like robot is building this hand, and this hand has these five fingers, right, and a palm. These fingers are connected to the palm. This palm is connected to hand, then it's connected to this body, this face, this mind, everything. So the team which is working on building this palm, they should understand the full context that this feast, this is part of a human robot, right? They should understand that, because the mind has to control the movement of the fingers. If they don't understand that context, they will not be able to design the fingers in that way. Also, these fingers, they have to go and get connected to the palm, right? They have to design in a way that they fit into the palm, and the palm should be designed in a way that it connects to the finger. So all this is system thinking. So looking at whatever you are developing as a system, so that you know the context, so that you know which all components will come together, they should fit. I mean, because what can happen is, if the team who is being building, or the developer who is just building this finger, if he forget the palm, he might build one best finger in the world, but What if this finger doesn't get connected to the palm, right? Then even though it might be the best finger in the world, but it's not going to work with this human like robot, right? So that's the idea of this applying system thinking, that whatever work we are doing, we have to apply systems thinking to it. Then assume variability, preserve options. What does this principle mean? So what used to happen in waterfall is there used to be uh, design gates. So there used to be stages by when you have to kind of take decision. So there will be a requirement stage, there will be a architecture stage, there will be a um, testing stage. So there will be a design option stage. So by the time the requirement stage ends, now at this stage or and this particular date, you have to sign off the requirements, and after this date the requirements can't change. And then you use these requirements to come up with the design options for your architecture. And you come up with these three design option for the architecture, and within a month one of the design option for the architecture has to be selected. And after that we will continue to work only on that particular selected one architecture design option. So this was the problem which was happening. We used to take decisions on problems much early in the process without even understanding the problem at hand, right? So if you had a fixed timeline in terms of when you have to design this is the requirement stage finished, this is the architecture phase finished, this the design phase is finished here. So if you are forced to take those decisions early, and those stages, if you are building very complex product, you haven't understood the problem fully and you were forced to take decision. And to solve that problem, safe have come with this uh, third principle. What they are saying is, accept that we don't have we are not going to have enough information to take decision early, right? So first accept that. Then second, whatever options we are having, we have to keep them, rather than deciding that this is the one option we are going to take, we have to keep these options open for a more longer time, as long as we can keep them open, so that when we have enough information about the problem, we have enough enough information to decide which option is the right for us. At that point only we narrow down our options. Before that we don't narrow down or select our option, we continue to have more options. So that's the idea they are saying. Why they are saying that is because if you accept that we don't know enough, and if you preserve your options, you can still you can take those decisions at a later stage when you have enough information to take those key design decisions. That's the idea of this one. Fourth, build incrementally with fast integrated learning cycle. What does that mean? Uh, Incrementally means small things at a time. So let's say first you build these fingers, then you build all these fingers, and then you build this palm. And then once you have done build both of these, you integrate them, integrate these fingers with this palm. So you build instead of going for big bang, right? Big bang means you start building the entire uh, human body in one go, right? That is not going to work, because then you uh, basically it will take years or decades, right? Something like that. So what they're saying is build uh, uh, incrementally and with fast integrated cycle. So you continue to whatever components you have built, you continue to integrate them with your full product. That's the idea. Base milestone on objective evaluation of working systems. So whatever milestones you are having, right, that should be based, like earlier milestones used to be based on, like in waterfall, if you look back, it used to be, we have successfully done requirements. So requirement phase over, that was a milestone. Architecture phase over, that was a milestone. Design phase over, that was a milestone. Build stage over, that was a milestone. Testing over, that was a milestone. But in safe, what they are saying is milestone should not be based on this kind of thing, where because in the way I've told you the milestone, none of them is delivering working software, because by the end of requirement phase, you do just have documents, right? You don't have a working software. By the end of architecture, you have documents. So in what here they are saying in safe is that whatever milestone you are going to decide, that should be based on working software. You build working software from the beginning, and you continue to deliver to customer, and working software becomes your measure of success. Make value flow without interruption. So, remove what it means is remove the bottlenecks whichever are coming in flow of value, whether it's hands off which is happening, whether there are some kind of waste steps which are happening. So you have to make sure that all those interruptions are removed. Then apply cadence synchronization with the cross domain planning. Cadence means a pattern, right? So if you are, let's say if you are doing iterations and pi, all the events in a iteration, or all this should happen at the same day, at the same time, same place. So you apply that kind of cadence. Synchronize with cross domain planning. What does that mean is all the if you are building a huge product which require people, let's say if you are working on insurance company, it should require people from underwriting, from sales, servicing, so leaders from all there, right? So you bring all these people in a single room so that you can do cross domain planning around what all these people from different department want, and how the developers can work with them to deliver all of this. That is called as cross domain planning. Unlock the intrinsic motivation of knowledge worker. So this one is more around, basically you trust the people who are going to develop these products, which is basically the developers, architect, all those people, right, or the UI expert, and you give them enough space, uh, and you give them the right environment so that they can do their work. You don't micromanage them, and yeah, so that's the idea of this. The ninth one is decentralized decision making. Decentralized decision making, what does that mean? So that doesn't, I mean, in safe, decentralized doesn't means that every decision is decentralized. So certain kind of decisions will be decentralized, certain kind of will be still centralized. For example, the decisions which are more relevant at team level to a team, they should be decentralized. For example, if a team want to decide at which place they are going to do their daily scrum meeting, right, or their iteration retrospective, so that kind of decision the team should be able to take, right? But if a decision like if a decision of hiring a new product owner or scrum master is there, those kind of decision will be more centralized decision. So decision which does which are not that which are more frequent in nature, those should be taken by centralization, or by local teams, which are less frequent in nature, which impact the business as a whole. They are more taken by central teams. Then organize around value. So, what is this 10th principle? This is about the value stream concept, which we discussed earlier, that figure out what is the value stream for your product, for your organization. For example, if you are working in an insurance company, your value stream will be around a product. For example, the getting customers for a particular set of insurance product, then doing underwriting on it, then doing basically setting up their policies, issuing their policies, then collecting payment from them, then servicing their policies. So this is a value stream for insurance company. So organize your team around this value stream. First, identify this value stream and organize around it. Because once you know that this is the value stream for your organization, for your product, then your entire focus will be delivering value to your customer, rather than you will not lose focus on secondary activities which are less relevant, which has add less value to the business or to the product.